Where are the clowns? Where are the clowns?
Where are the clowns?
Where are the clowns?
The clowns. Where are the clowns?
Where are the clowns? Welcome back to Where Are the Clowns, an interview series where we're looking for clowns who are wearing the red nose in places where clowning is not very popular. This series is an initiative by Clown Spirit and was part of the Clown Spirit Fellowship with Barnaby King and Dan Rudolph. I'm Manish, your host for the series, and today we're joined by the wonderful Amruta Mapuskar from India. Amrita is a clown, a theatre maker, a creative coach, and a photography enthusiast. Born in Ratnagiri, a quaint little town in Maharashtra, India, where the mangoes are as dramatic as the local theatre scene, Amrita embarked on a theatrical journey due to her father, who was actively involved in folk and regional theatre. She soared from those humble beginnings to the bustling city of Mumbai, and for 15 years she plunged into theatre and performance art. But clowning truly captured her heart and imagination. Her quest isn't just to spread laughter, it's about finding poetry in clowning and the power of humor. It's about sparking a conversation, questioning norms, and pushing boundaries, all while wearing ridiculous clothes and a red nose. As a teacher and a facilitator, she's not just passing on skills, she's nurturing a new generation of thought provoking, boundary pushing, stereotype smashing clowns. And she does it all by holding space for her participants to explore, experiment, and most importantly, to laugh, both at themselves and with each other, free of judgment and full of potential. This episode was recorded over Zoom in April this year, so you may hear some references dating back to then. We hope you enjoy this interview. Where are the clowns? Are you in Mumbai right now?
Yes, I'm at my home in Kalina.
I was going through your website yesterday, just in preparation for this call, and I'm just like, there's so much you've done. I don't even know where to begin. There are like seven different Amrutas in the like over your two websites, and it's also just very fascinating to just see how diverse your practice is. Um,
Mm.
I think the first question for me is only just to like start from the very beginning. Just what how was it for you before you started clowning, and like how did you come across clowning?
Mm. Right. I have always been a performer, always, since my childhood. And I was in Ratnagiri, it's a small district in Maharashtra.
Yeah.
And back then also, I used to perform intercollegiate competitions or anything which is related to theater. I always used to perform. I've done my graduation in commerce, but I was always interested. Yeah, there's a reason for that. My father, I grew up in a village, very
Hmm.
small village, and my father used to do theater back then.
Yeah.
So I used to be with him, attending his rehearsals under a banyan tree or in a temple. So that's the seed that I'm carrying.
Wow.
So then there was no source for me to learn theater properly. I finished my graduation. Then I shifted to Bombay in 2008, where I wanted to do masters in theater. I wanted to have proper education because then also I knew that I'm doing this, but I feel this is not something I want to pursue. But then I did not know what I want to pursue.
Right.
So there was this residential program by NSD.
Hmm.
They keep doing 1 month, 1.5 month residential program in different parts of India. So I
Yeah.
attended that. I met NSD teachers and they guided me. They asked me to apply for NSD. And I was like, oh, okay, there is this institution, and I literally did not know about these institutions.
Yeah.
I come from that background. And then I applied for, I was preparing for NSD. It did not happen. I did not have much time. It's like growing up in a village, the social pressure to get married and blah, 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 all those things. So I applied in Mumbai. I got selected and my master's started. During my master's, we were taught Commedia dell'arte. So I had a brief information, brief knowledge about commedia and clowning
Okay.
back then in 2008, 2010.
And this is Mumbai University.
Mumbai University. Mumbai University. So I had a little information, and also I was a mischievous child. I used to do mimicry a lot, even teachers mimicry, and they would laugh. So I knew that I have something, but I don't know what is it. But
Hmm.
when I came to Bombay, then I there was some kind of sophistication was required,
Uh, Right.
some kind of
Yeah.
sophistication, how you speak, how you sit, how you behave. And over the period, I guess it left me or it went behind.
You mean theater, clowning?
The mischievous part of me, or
Okay.
the one who was always used to mimic people, observe people, try out things, and make people laugh. I always like that.
Yeah.
And when the sophistication came to me, I was a different person altogether. I started wearing clothes according to them.
Hmm.
I started wearing glasses because nobody thought that I am a serious person or I am a studious person. She's just beautiful. And I mean, I used to hate it because I like dressing up. I like doing all these things. But at the same time, I know what I am. I am, and it used to bother me. So I tried to mend myself according to bend, whatever, according to their requirements and tried to fit in. And that was not possible, of course. How can you try to fit in?
Yeah.
And during that time, what happened? I got introduced to Commedia dell'arte, also Grotowski's work, physical theater. And we had teachers like Govind Namdev,
Mhm.
MS Sattu, Usha Ganguly.
Mhm.
These were my teachers. Jaidev Hattangadi. Touchwood, I mean, I'm really blessed for this. Uh, and they appreciated because I have natural inclination towards movement,
Mm.
performing on poetry, movement, something to do with body,
Mm.
not just to read text or say lines. And that was encouraged. Uh, then I finished my master's in 2010. I was doing Marathi commercial theater, pursuing auditions, films. Every actor
Yeah.
uh, comes to Mumbai who explores all these things. So I did that, and I was unsatisfied all the time. It's like this is not mine. I don't feel something is missing. So I spent 3 4 years, and in 2013 or 2014, I guess, I got to know about John Britton and his work.
Okay.
And he was doing workshop, residential workshop, physical theater residential workshop in Bangalore. It was 15 days residential workshop. There I met a person from Clown Without Borders, German chapter.
Okay.
His name is Max. He's my friend. And whenever he would do improvisations, we would laugh a lot. It wasn't like he's very flexible, he has wonderful tech. It's not like that. He has that essence. Even if he stands, you would laugh. Just mere presence of this person. So we became friends, and I was interested. And he told me about how what is Clown Without Borders, how they work, and he's fan of India. He's some weird creature comes to India for his holidays, and And we became friends. We spoke about. I told him, hey, listen, I feel I know about I know a bit about clowning. I have studied commedia, but this is really interesting. I want to learn. So, what is the way to learn? Then he suggested, we have this organization. Why don't you organize something for us in India?
Hmm.
Like, yes, let's do that. So I organized a workshop. It was funded by Clown Without Borders, German chapter.
Okay.
So Max and Susie, do you know Susie Wimmer?
No.
Okay. So they Susie is my first teacher, and I'm glad to have first women clown teacher.
Yeah.
Really, really.
Even I, yeah, okay. One of my,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know who's my first, but yeah, one of my first is also a woman. Yeah.
yeah. They bring different perspective.
Hmm.
Um, and that's how my clowning journey started. So
Yeah.
we did a workshop at Atul Kumar's place. Back then, it was very raw and very raw. It was not like how it looks right now. What isn't polished. In 2016, I did my first uh, gig.
Hmm.
I trained with them, and we performed in Mumbai, Pune, in juvenile homes, in tribal areas. Several performances we did, almost 20 to 25 performances we did. They went back, and my clowning journey started. Yeah.
Wow. Be- before I go anywhere with that, I want to just come back to this thing that um you spoke of when you were doing these multiple different things that actors do in Mumbai. You
Mm-hmm.
felt this sort of dissatisfaction with the work, and I just want to tap into that a bit because it sounds like you clearly knew that you're not getting something here, and I to me, so also just knowing you for a bit and reading a bit about you, it just feels like it wasn't like some kind of a material success that was making you feel dissatisfied. It was something else.
Yeah.
Like even now, when I read your profile, it's not just clowning that you're doing. There's Tai Chi with it, and there's NLP with it, and there's a bunch. You're always looking for these different modes of expression, and I'm curious to know because like at that young age, I see a lot of people around me sort of not being able to tap into that dissatisfaction. Um,
Mm.
they're not able to like recognize that it's a very sort of tunnel vision focus of like this is what I have to do and I'm just going to struggle my way through it, not
Mm.
realizing that there is something very dissatisfying sitting within them. So I'm curious to know how did you recognize that?
I think I always knew what I don't want to do. Even when I was living in Ratnagiri or in the village, I knew I'd never want to pursue serials,
Hmm.
TV serials.
Hmm.
Never,
Yeah.
never. So, but what I wanted wasn't clear. I think my all the decisions are intuitive,
Hmm.
and my interdisciplinary practices are also a different way of expressing through body.
Hmm.
Always connect somewhere connected to body, being aware, being mindful, and telling story through movement and understanding the complexity of emotion, not just through text,
Hmm.
but through movement.
Yeah.
And it's a process. Like you know that it's a process. We don't understand in one night or
Yeah.
one go that this is what I want to do. Even when I started pursuing clowning, um, my journey started in 15. The first thing I did in 16.
Hmm.
15, I traveled to Europe. I stayed at Susie's place in Munich. She
Hmm.
trained me. And then I was traveling and learning from different teachers. Um, Even when I started pursuing clowning, I wasn't sure that this is what I want to do.
Right.
So in 2018, I did my first solo performance, which was about pure physical theater,
Mm-hmm.
exploring dream states. There
Mm.
was no clowning there. So
Right.
for I think first 3 4 years, I was still tapping either this or this, or two three things. Initially, there were 10 things. When you explore, you have to explore as a young theater maker or anyone. Explore several things to understand what works or what fits or suits me.
Yeah.
And I tried several things, including performance art.
Mm.
And it wasn't like just limited to one workshop, because I knew that I have to understand this art practice and then I'll be able to say, no, this doesn't suit me. So each practice I explored for 2 to 3 years, whether it's performance art, um, anything, anything like that. I have performed in Bristol Gallery, I have performed in Germany at several venues, Kolkata. And then I understood, okay, what I'm looking for is connection,
Mm.
storytelling. I'm a storyteller.
Yeah.
There's some kind of connection in performance art, but there is no storytelling.
Mm.
So maybe, okay, now I'll have to close this chapter. But I've got a lot from the training, which
Yeah.
I still use in my teaching. So I think slowly, I close the chapters, different chapters, and now with a tunnel vision, just clowning.
Wow. But I would also assume that it's never really like fully closed because I think there are aspects of it that would keep defining the way you clown and the way you teach clowning.
Absolutely. Yeah. What I meant was, I'm not performing, or my expression is not taking that form anymore. But saying that, performance art is also called conceptual art, concept art. So
Yeah.
it changed the format.
Mm.
Um, in my photography, I started exploring performance art.
Mm.
So yeah, I think it has changed. It has not left me, or I haven't stopped pursuing it, but it changed. Yeah.
So, what was the first moment for you when you realized like clowning is what you want to do, or what was it? I, what was the red nose moment for you when maybe you understood what clowning is? Yeah, that like I had this one moment when I was like, oh wow, like with the nose on, I was like, oh wow, like this feels like something I've never felt before. Do you have something similar?
Yeah. That was when, for the first time, I was performing with the team Clown Without Borders,
Yeah.
and we did 25 shows, or more than that, maybe.
Yeah.
And it got evolved, it changed, and you have to be on your toes all the time. Toes are, in the sense, you have to be aware.
Mm.
It changes, interaction changes, audience affects you. It's like, wow, I'm so much in present. I mean, in theater, you say your lines, normal regular theater. There is no comparison per se, but you say your lines and you know what you're going to do next, all those things. But here you are alive.
Yeah.
That was that moment. And I remember we were in Pune, one of the municipal schools we were performing at. And we performed for, I guess, 3 to 6 or 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
4-year-old child. After the performance, he stood up and he said, in my opinion, laughter is so important. And we laughed so much. We laughed so much. I think that was the moment. Like, wow, we can connect with a 3-year-old, and we can connect with the adult who's watching, like the teachers and principal. With the range it has
Yeah.
is so much. So that was the moment for me.
Mm.
We never, Max, Susie and I, we will never forget these words. in my opinion, a 3-year-old boy, 3 or 4-year-old boy saying these things in English, in English,
In Pune.
in Pune.
Uh, and then I believe you went on your clown journey,
Yeah.
learning in multiple different places.
Yeah. I collaborated with Clown Without Borders for 2 years. In 2017, also we did performances. I invited them here. We were at Atul Kulkarni and Gitanjali Kulkarni's Vada. There's this place.
Yeah.
Again, we performed in different schools because it's not just you perform. Sorry, you learn and you leave. The
Mm,
participant need to have the experience of performing for live audience. And yeah, so 2016, 2017, 2018, I was working with Rupesh and the entire team, entire like Clown Without Borders, Swedish chapter, France chapter, and German chapter. 3 chapters came together, and we had this program called Laughter Per Kilometer.
okay.
And I got to know about other clowns like Swedish chapter and how France chapter works.
Mm,
So I was curious, but I never felt connected to their way of doing clowning.
mm,
So I'm like, what is this? I need to know further. I need to know more. I don't feel connected to their way of clowning. Again, the same question. I know that what I don't want to do, but I never knew what I wanted or what I want.
yeah.
It comes later or it comes slowly, exploring several options. So yeah. And then uh, in 2019, I believe certain things happen for you.
Mm,
While I was working uh, on this program, Laughter Per Kilometer, there we perform for sex workers children. I was from Team Mumbai, and I was performing everywhere in Mumbai, Pune, mostly in Mumbai, for women who were what is the word, saved, or I don't know what is the save is not the right word.
Rescue?
Rescued from human trafficking.
Okay. Mm,
Human trafficking. And that performance did not go well. Not as a performance, but they were not even smiling.
mm,
I was like, oh my goodness, the trauma is so deep. We were panicking. 3 of us were panicking that they are not performing.
mm,
Sorry, they are not smiling. Laughter is a मतलब दूर की बात. We did the performance. It was 45-minute long performance, and towards the end, one or two women started smiling, just the smile. And there we were like, okay, this has some kind of power. We need to explore it.
mm,
That stayed with me. At the same time, when I was doing these performances and working on Laughter Per Kilometer, I always used to look for different performers whose work is happening, even though I did not know about anyone. And I happened to watch Avner Eisenberg's video on YouTube.
mm,
I posted that video on Facebook, writing this caption that who's this person? Is he alive? What part of the world he is? Does anyone know about this person? And I still have that post on Facebook.
mm,
That happened. That project got over in December 2018. In January or February, a friend of mine sent me uh, a link with full of workshops. And these workshops were held at Celebration Bar and Theatre, Main, Portland. And the first picture I see is Avner. And I did not even know how to pronounce his name. I'm like, I have seen this person somewhere. I don't know where. Then I immediately, it was like, okay, maybe I have seen his video.
Mm.
Like, wow, my friend did not know about this, my post and anything. So
Yeah.
it came to me. I applied. I applied for the workshop. I got selected. I got fellowship, the award, Julie Gold Eccentric Women Award, because of the kind of body of my work.
Mm.
And I went to US, but that's also another story. Yeah, that story I'll tell you later. I went to US because it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but it meant to happen. This is what.
To go to the US, it wasn't easy.
Yes, going to US wasn't easy at all.
Mm.
But certain things just happened, and then I was in US, and working with Avner was like opening the entire world of clowning.
Mm.
Entire, right from circuses, right from modern and contemporary clowns, old clowns, what is happening in Russia. This is what I still follow. That he, after finishing the work, he would always sit with us and show us videos, and we would discuss. This is something I carry
Mm.
in my teaching. We discuss a lot, and that world got opened through Avner, I guess.
So,
Yeah.
so is that the kind of clowning that you finally felt like you resonate with? Because we just
Yes.
spoke about there was a certain kind of clown, and I'm also curious to know what is the difference between the clowning, and not to say that one is right or wrong or anything like that. For I think there was someone who I think I heard it on one of these clown virgins things that were happening, that there are
Mm-hmm.
as many clown processes as there are
Yes.
clowns. So,
Yes.
so of course there might be things that might not work for you, but I'm curious to know what were the differences that didn't work at, say, Clowns Without Borders with someone and worked with Avner.
Strangely, Clown Without Border German chapter's technique, because I started with them, was
Mm.
different from Clown Without Borders chapter France and Sweden.
Okay.
Of course, where they train, it matters. These are just chapters. Just a moment. Ah, my dog's hair.
Yeah.
uh, Avner is Lecoq's student.
Mm.
He was a gymnast.
Mm.
And what he says, clowning is a verb. It's not a noun.
Mm.
It I say, yes, clowning is a verb. It's not a noun. Unless and until you don't work on the verb, you cannot use the noun.
Mm. So it has to be constantly in practice.
Constantly in practice. Of course, I will not pick up a guitar, I will not learn guitar for 5 days and say I'm a guitarist.
Yeah.
No, right? It applies to all the art practices.
Yeah.
All the art practices. I really need to get into that art practice. What stayed with me or attracted me, Avner is very specific.
Mm.
His work with breath and movement, which I was already exploring
Mm.
in a different way. I have worked with Philip Zerilli. Do you know Philip Zerilli?
I've heard his name only from you before. Yeah.
Okay. Philip Zerilli, he created his approach, psychophysical acting beyond Stanislavski.
Mhm.
He stayed in India for 7 years. He learned Kalari.
Mhm.
He learned Tai Chi, of course, in China. And he created intercultural approach
Okay.
to psychophysical acting.
Mm.
And then with him, I learned Kalari and Tai Chi.
Right.
There I felt connected. And Tai Chi you have done Tai Chi. So each movement is connected to breath.
Yeah.
And Avner's way was also similar.
Mm.
Whatever you're doing, everything is connected to breath.
Mm.
Initially, it feels technical,
Yeah.
but it's like being mindful. You're not closing your awareness. Your awareness is expanded.
Right.
You're not getting lost in the movement and breath connection.
Mm.
Very specific and very clean and clear.
Mm.
That something I loved a lot. His way of approaching problem. He has a structure.
Yeah.
He and his wife Julie,
Yeah.
both of them created these things, and they have proper structure. It's not just okay, I found my clown, and what is next?
Mm.
Okay, so what do I do now? I found my clown.
Yeah.
What is next? What do I do? Here, I have a structure. Before clowning, I'm a theater maker, theater person.
Mm.
So when an actor goes to stage, they have a job to do. And I'm there, or they are there to finish or complete the job.
Yeah.
Why I'm here, what I'm going to do. I got structure, I got flow, everything I got. Also, Avner emphasizes on learning skills,
Mm.
which I found very essential, very, very, very essential.
What kind of skills?
Any kind of, if you know dancing, playing an instrument, you can add to that. And
Mm.
how you're using your skills, juggling. Avner is a gymnast, Avner is a juggler, and I mean, he does a lot of things at
Yeah.
the age of 80, 85, a lot. So he emphasizes that, encouraged me. Yes, I'm a storyteller, but I also need to work on my music skills.
Mm.
I'm a dancer. Okay, what I can do with my dance.
Mm.
So all these things. And, but strangely, the kind of clowning he does is more of circus gags, less storytelling
Right.
and more with gags.
Mm.
When I used to watch Julie, she has a story.
Right.
Do you remember the women in
Yeah.
suitcase?
Yeah. That's this one. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. She has a storyline.
Yeah.
Also, she has her skills.
Mm.
And I felt connected to that.
Mm.
I got to know about Gardi Hooter.
Okay.
The way they are narrating the story through clowning, that was interesting to me. And
Yeah.
also, I have small clown gags. So I'm not losing storytelling. I'm not also losing gags. But at the same time, there's a flow. It's not cut.
Mm.
In circus clowns, generally what happens, you have a 5 minute, 10 minute slot, you go perform and you leave. This is circus clown structure. You have that gag
Mm.
and several gags you create a performance. So that is also important. I mean, it's not easy. We have seen Ruriyata. It's not at all easy, even to perform those gags. I'm not saying, but it's just that it's not part of our culture. So being a gymnast at the age of 35 was not possible for me. Then what is there with me? I'm a storyteller. I can dance. I'm a trained belly dancer. So these are my area of expertise. So what I can do with this?
Mm.
How can I tell story through clowning?
Yeah. And then I believe once you found your way to the US, you didn't just do the Avner as in comeback.
No. I never
You
follow
did
one person.
you stayed there.
No.
You did a lot. You did a lot more. Uh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Then I trained with Aitor Basori,
Mm.
which I got to know through Avner. Through Avner, I got to know about lot of different people, lot of
Yeah.
performers around the world. And then I trained with Avner. I learned Buffon with
Yeah.
Aitor, and it was damn difficult. It was damn difficult.
What about it was difficult?
You have to be really sharp and smart.
Hmm.
And my verbal humor is not that sharp.
Okay.
Uh, of course, I can be ugly. I
Hmm.
can transpass all the standards of beauty, everything I can do that. But when it comes to sharp intellectual humor, I lack that.
Is
And also, it's a practice. It's a,
of course.
I won't say in 1 week or 10 days, I would get it.
Yeah. Is verbal intellectual humor one of the core things in Buffon? But
I
I've,
would,
I've done a little bit
no.
of it, and while I remember that plays a very big part in it for sure. Um, I think it's that edgy, uncomfortable laughter that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that can still be through the body. It definitely depends on words a lot more than just red nose clowning does.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the power. I know the power of it. Um, maybe in my mother tongue I would do something.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
English is my third language, so I'm also not comfortable. I'm not also fluent as a native English speaker,
Yeah.
so that changes. Uh, but I had so much fun, and whatever he would ask me as a person, if I'm learning something, I would surrender.
Hmm.
I would surrender to the person, I would surrender the technique, and then I will analyze.
Yeah.
And that's how I could even do several practices.
Yeah.
So with Buffon, the
That's
story, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I just want to stop there because I just want to sort of underline that. Because I just feel like that's what you just said right now is something so simple, but but also very rare to see. Also, like because now I think I've also been teaching around for some time now and working with in collaborating with a lot of people. This very simple thing that you said that you first just surrender to the practice and
yeah,
then you analyze. Um, it's almost like a throwaway line that you just said right now, but um, there's something very difficult about it for a lot of people, and including me at times, to actually just surrender to something. Um, there is this almost lack of control over your life that you experience. Like you actually have to just let go of control and
yeah,
and surrender and know that you'll get something out of it. And we're not used to being like that.
yeah.
I I think clown gives us that.
Mm,
Clown definitely has given me that this like I think I've learned a lot more. I've gone exploring a lot more after I did clown the first time.
mm,
This
mm.
this feeling of wanting to control things around me just like vanished, like or like I learned how to move in the world without controlling. Like
Right.
I know how to just go into something and not know where it'll take me,
Mm,
but that it'll be some kind of an experience that will give me something. And
right.
for me to it's for me to get there and then analyze and reflect on how it was.
Yeah,
And I've learned how to do that only because of clown training.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, this is really important because mm, some people I have seen uh, just following structures. Some people I have seen just following flow,
Mm.
where your story is going, what is happening.
Mm.
We need to know, right? As a performer, you
Yeah.
need to sit with certain things. So I think this understanding came from Tai Chi
Mm.
or understanding yin yang,
Mm.
that we need both the things. It's
Right.
not just one thing.
Yeah.
It cannot be. We need structure, we need flow,
Yeah.
both.
Yeah. So what came next? What happened after that?
After that, I knew, okay, I came back to India in 2019. uh, okay, I worked with Avner and at Celebration Barn Theatre, and he invited me to his place and he trained me
Yeah.
for some days. So one-on-one teaching, one-on-one, and that's why I'm saying that I feel I'm so blessed that
Uh,
I found got so many teachers who just gave me take. We have take.
did you ever tell him about that post?
I did. I showed him that post. I showed him that post.
What was his reaction?
He did not understand, but later, because he also is losing his ear.
Hearing it.
Yeah, so, but he was happy to know that I was already following his work.
Yeah.
So after that, I went to Guatemala,
Mm.
trained in Tai Chi for 3 months, came back to India, uh, straight into lockdown.
Yeah.
And during lockdown, when I started researching, studying, I realized nobody's talking about women town performers. Why people are not talking about women clown performers? I don't even know. I just know Julie. I just know Gadi Hooter and
Mm.
Susie Wimmer. That's all. And Angela De Castro.
Mm.
Four. So I started studying. I started researching. During lockdown, I connected with people. Like, अच्छा ये clowning कर रहा है, connect with this person, ask
Mm.
that person, even though I don't know how they would respond.
Right.
So I got connected to so many other people. I started asking questions. Sometimes it would be annoying, sometimes I would be mindful. I don't want to annoy this person, and I got fellowship in 2021 to do research about women clown performers. The fellowship was going on, but I got COVID, so I couldn't complete it.
Okay.
uh, I started interviewing the women I knew, I
Mm.
trained with, and it never got completed, but my research never stopped.
Mm.
So again in 2022, I got fellowship, same Julie Goyle.
Mm.
That time when I applied, I was like, I want to know more, and I'm not getting it here. So I might as well go to Europe or USA so that I'll get to know more. And I just applied for a scholarship and I got it again. Then I sat with Amna and I'm like, now tell me about this.
Mm.
Why we are not talking about women clown performers?
Mm.
Why you're not showing videos of women clown performers?
Mm.
You have always shown performers, men performers.
Yeah.
And then he also started thinking,
Mm.
hmm, thank you for bringing that point up. So then we discussed, I met other people, I got to know more.
Yeah.
And by that time, I decided, because the kind of clowning I have been seeing in India, in one workshop, they get to know, okay, this is your clown.
Mm.
They find their clown,
Mm.
and throughout, they keep they're stuck with that clown.
Right.
When I started exploring, uh, in the first performance, Susie and Max, you know the status, clown status. They were they were Agastya clowns, and I was the boss.
Mm.
So I played that.
Mm.
In the second time when I performed, I said, I don't want to be the boss. I want to explore the other side.
Mm.
Let's try. And I tried other side as well. And I
Mm.
was good at both. So I shifted. Always I shifted. I
Yeah.
never decided ki this is my clown.
Right.
And that is something I don't agree with, that in one workshop, in the one session, maybe in uh, longer session, you find your clown, and throughout the life, that is your clown.
Hmm. Yeah.
You're limiting the possibility of that person. You're not exploring a lot.
I think you'd limit your own possibility as well of what you
You
do as a
exactly,
what you can do as an
exactly,
artist. Yeah.
exactly my point. Exactly my point. And hence I don't agree with this technique, find your clown.
Hmm.
Saying this, if someone is performing for really long time, like Gadi Hooter, Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton,
Hmm.
Rowan Atkinson,
Hmm.
these people have worked with one clown.
Right.
But before that, before they found that, they had explored, they had several years of exploring clowning.
Yeah.
We don't see that. We don't see this.
I think someone like Rowan Atkinson, even though he's really famous for Mr. Bean,
Hmm.
I've seen a lot of videos of him online, which is very different from Mr. Bean. Still,
Absolutely.
still clown. Um, so yeah, I think we know him as this one very popular clown, but
Yes.
I don't think he ever limited himself to just Mr.
Hmm.
Bean.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
Johnny English, for example, is so different from Mr. Bean.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Uh,
Even his performances, theatrical performances,
yeah.
all the performances.
Yeah.
So clowning itself is a huge, big umbrella, and I feel we should not limit ourselves to one character
Hmm.
or one persona. Just explore. We have so many possibilities as a person, as an artist,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's the major difference. Or I don't feel connected to certain practices. This is the major reason I feel.
Did you ever find any similarities between Tai Chi and clowning?
Yeah, apart from the connection with breath and movement, it's like I feel Tai Chi is Mercury,
Hmm.
Mercury, not the planet.
Yeah.
Um, it is solid, also it's fluid.
Hmm.
And that sense I carry,
Yeah.
solid and fluid both together.
Yeah.
Solid in your practice, grounded in your skills,
Hmm.
and then you flow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also feel with skills, and Avner also, I think this is Avner's teaching. This comes from Avner's teaching.
Hmm.
But don't come to the stage to show your skills.
Right.
Bend it, mend it in a way, in such a way where it just happened.
Hmm.
That's a skill of the artist, of the performer.
Yeah.
I know you are a contemporary dancer. I know you are a belly dancer.
Yeah.
I know you are a juggler. That's also fine. That's also fine. But when you are blending it with clowning, how well you can blend.
Yeah.
So
I think that when we show the skill, I think that's not clown then, because then we're like almost like we're above the
yes,
audience stage.
yes, yes.
I think like if I'm just thinking of some videos maybe, and it's that moment of like failing multiple times and then the skill appears perfectly.
Uh-huh.
It's not the skill being so good that induces the laughter. It's the the clown's reaction to their own skill, that
Yes.
like I could finally do it, or like
Yes.
I can't believe I did it.
Exactly.
That
Exactly.
that is funny.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Uh,
Always your um, low status than your audience.
yeah.
And I like it. I like it. I like that way. Although as a performer, you are very smart. But as a clown, you're using that, blending that smartness
Yeah.
smartly. So, yeah. And
Yeah.
then, yes, I came back to India and I started teaching from 2022, because by that time, because of that, what I was seeing, people are just using red nose, people are using makeup,
Mm.
but nothing here.
Yeah.
Just smiling, doing the this
Yeah.
face will not make you a clown.
Yeah. One of my
Something
teachers
is,
once told me, I in my initial days, I used to like um I used to just as soon as I put up the red nose, I would just like go and like it would just be a response to just smile in front of the audience with the red nose. And I remember Jonathan Young once, who I was doing clown through mask with, he once stopped me and he was like, maybe you're using the smile as a mask. We don't want
hmm,
to smile, we want to see how you're really feeling.
yeah,
And that changed a lot of things for me. Because
hmm,
then it became a lot tougher, but and it also became a lot easier at the same time. Uh,
yeah,
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 it's not about feeling
exactly.
happy. It's the joy is a much deeper thing than a smile.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that was bothering me. And I was like, what to do for this? People have so wrong understanding of clowning.
Mm,
Right? Mapuskar, start teaching. So that I went to US in 2022. I learned with Abner.
mm,
I also met my friend Drew Richardson. He's also a wonderful clown, and he has a huge body of work on Beckett and clowning.
yeah,
And I got connected to him in 2020. I think people just happened to me because I was always interested exploring. There is some connection between Beckett and clowning, but I did not know. I did not have a mentor. I did not have people to speak to.
yeah.
So while exploring his website, I got to know he teaches Beckett and clowning. I immediately texted him
Mm,
and I was like, hey, and then we became friends. He's not direct, like he has not taught me directly, but several conversations. And then John Towson's book about clowns, and
mm,
he has documented women clowns before 1975, post 1975,
mm.
uh, and then one thing got into another. I started teaching and learning at the same time. So yeah, now I enjoy teaching. Also, I have recently directed 3, 4 clown shows. So new directions
Yeah.
I'm taking. So yeah.
This thing that you said, like people just happen to me. I
Hmm.
I feel like um I don't know. Maybe I'm sometimes a bit too much of a romantic like that. But I feel like life is a lot more magical when you're in the world with the clown state.
Yeah.
A lot of beautiful things happen. I think it connects back to this thing that we were talking about earlier, where because we start moving with a lack of control over things,
Mhm.
so we just like we let life happen
Yeah.
of wanting to sort of script life for ourselves.
Yeah.
So, like I don't think you can script a clown show. I don't think you can like sit on a table and be like, this is what I want the show to be like. I think you have to
No.
improvise it and you have to make it happen.
Yes.
And what happens in that process would have never been able, you would have never been able to write something like that.
Yeah.
Just um yeah, in words. And I think that philosophy goes on to life. Like, if I if I if I plan out my day being like this is how I want to move in the world today.
Hmm.
If I just move out in the world today with my clown nose on, like spiritual clown nose on, uh,
Yeah.
the things that will happen in my day are are a lot different than what I could have ever planned for myself. No matter
Yeah.
how beautifully I could have planned for myself.
Yeah. 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 Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I want to know how it's been for you to teach in India, clowning especially, because and that's also one of the main reasons for this podcast, to
Mm.
to see how people are keeping the practice alive, because
Mm.
cultures are very different, and I know there's something very deep about clown that goes beyond these boundaries, that goes beyond language. But I'm sure you learned it in a very different sort of mostly American and European culture,
Mm.
and you're teaching it in India, and especially in Mumbai often, where which is a completely different ball game. Uh,
Yeah.
what has that been like for you?
So when I was doing my research, because I have masters in theater. I have also studied classical Indian theater,
Hmm.
like Kalidasa and who others are. I have forgotten. Anyway, but Mruchakatikam. So every classic Sanskrit drama has one clown character. So I approached my teachers because I wanted to figure out what is the connection, what are the similarities, and what are the differences.
Hmm.
Being a Maharashtrian and growing up in a village, I was always connected to folk forms.
Hmm.
In every folk form, we have such character,
Right.
and that character is physical
Hmm.
and verbal both.
Hmm.
So I would question then, how come this is different and clown is different? Are there any similarities? Are there any differences? So I started with that question.
Hmm.
We have Ram Leela, we have Ras Leela in other parts, we have Bhand.
Yeah.
So in each form, there is a character.
Hmm.
In Yakshagana, the Sutragadhar can be the narrator, can be a clown or a Vidushak,
Mm-hmm.
or there is someone who supports or critiques the king.
Right.
So Vidushak's role was defined in Sanskrit drama. I studied that during my research period, and I found some similarities and a lot of differences also. So, like, certain things are there in the culture already,
Hmm.
but our culture is verbal.
Hmm.
We speak a lot. Text. We have a lot of text.
Right.
Um, in Launi, we have Songadia. In Songadia or Maushi. In Dashavatar, we have Sankasur. The
Mm-hmm.
Sankasur character, Shankasur, Shank se nikalne wala asur,
Hmm.
who criticizes gods.
Right.
So we have these figures through humor. Okay, through humor. We have these figures who have been using humor, physical comedy,
Hmm.
and speaking the truth to the authority,
Hmm.
which is similar to clowning.
Hmm.
So whenever I teach, I give this information,
Hmm.
and at the same time, I tell them, but I have learned clowning in European and in US context,
Yeah.
just to have you an idea. This is what happens in Indian culture,
Yeah.
and this is what we are going to do.
Hmm.
I'm still trying to figure out how I can, um, I don't know, combine it. One aspect of it is exploring costume. My clown character, this is not the fixed character,
Mm-hmm.
but the one with the sari.
Yeah.
That is a unique something I found.
Yeah.
I don't need to wear Western, although the now I use conceptual understanding, not the structure, conceptual understanding of clowning.
Mm-hmm.
And I urge participant or I encourage participants to use costume which is relatable to your audience.
Right.
If you're performing for children, if you're performing in a village, use something like that and try to figure out how you can do clowning. So I just pick up the concept
Hmm.
and apply it in this
Right.
culture. So if I need to wear a sari, my clown is going to wear sari in front of audience.
Hmm.
What problems I might have, or if I'm wearing dhoti,
Yeah.
what problems I might have.
Right. Yeah.
Something like that, something like that.
Yeah.
So this is something I'm still trying to figure out. Maybe it's a journey, it's a process.
And
So I encourage people to use what you feel like wearing,
how
not borrowing. Sorry.
no, sorry. I was just asking how has the response been like to your way of working in clowning? That you've because you're a seeker, if I understand correctly.
Yes.
Not everyone is. Um, which means that you have an incredible amount of passion to go deep into that and to understand. And I know in a place like Mumbai, it is very often about the outcome. It's very
Mm,
about the product. They're like, oh, you. I'm sure you must have come across people who come with with some kind of an expectation of like, how do I use this in this other thing that I'm doing? How do I use it for an audition? How do I use it um for something else? How is this going to help me in this play that I'm going to perform? Something like that. Um,
mm,
is it, how 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 is yeah, I guess my question is how's the response been to teach it in this culture?
mm. Surprisingly, I did my first workshop. It was in Sindhudurg district and it was in Marathi.
Wow.
And I was scared because the language is not developed yet.
Yeah.
My learning has happened in English.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what is the Marathi word for ambiguous,
Hmm.
ambiguity, because it's so then I would ask people, participants, hey, this is the scene. I'll try my best. uh, what I did in my first workshop, where it was in Marathi, we used costume from the Dashavtar.
Hmm.
We rented some costume
Hmm.
and we gave that character a task. You're wearing Sankasu's character. You're wearing you have Gada in your hand. And now what is your job here? We are not creating a play,
Hmm.
but what problem do you need to solve here?
Hmm.
And then use the clowning technique.
Right.
There is a structure to approach a problem. It's almost counterintuitive.
Yeah.
And how do you solve it? How do
Yeah.
you use your skills in this frame?
Yeah.
It was difficult. It was really difficult. The next one I did in Mumbai, and that was comparatively easy because I could use English.
Right.
So my struggle was with translating it to Marathi, to my mother tongue. But I took it as a challenge. When I did my first residential, 10 days residential, um, I had international participants who would only understand English, and I
Hmm.
had participants who would not understand anything in English.
Hmm.
But for me, I'm not just teaching clowning, I'm teaching a philosophy.
Yeah.
I feel one needs to feel it in their bones.
Hmm.
It's not just about giving you some techniques to how to perform, and that's it.
Hmm.
You need to know what really clowning is. You need to remove all the layers slowly, and then do it.
Yeah.
So I remember I would sit with 2, 3 participants post session, and I would translate something which is in English to Hindi.
Mm,
And later I figured when they gave me feedback, this really helped them as an actor
mm,
to open up
mm,
or to find their truth in that moment, whether they are pursuing clowning or not.
mm.
So I never approached how they it would help them. It was always I will be honest and I'll try to give my best in any language
Yeah.
and being true to the art practice. And that is working. Some extra efforts, but that's helping.
And do you see the philosophy withstanding in India as well? The philosophy that you understood in your way in the US,
Mm.
Europe, I believe. Do you see it sort of withstanding um in this culture too?
Uh, now I have a community. So 4 years of teaching.
Mm,
I knew that I don't want to do this just for the sake of doing clowning. This is an ongoing process.
mm,
So what I did after 2 3 workshops, I created groups
mm,
and I started uh, giving them tools, some prompts to think about, some extra material to read on to,
mm,
videos, and that I started once a week, every Sunday. Then I realized no, it's heavy for them, it's
mm,
overwhelming for them. So this I do twice a month,
mm.
2 Sundays, and people are following the work. They
Yeah.
read material. Sometimes I write certain things. So I have now 7 8 different groups,
Mm,
um, residency workshop. I have 2 3 workshops I have done in Bangalore, in Delhi,
yeah.
Mumbai. So all these groups and also students from my Mumbai University, Flame University, and Lalit Kala.
Yeah.
So it's the fire is active, flame is active,
Yeah.
I would say, because it's easy to forget.
Yeah. 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 Also because we don't have the culture of it, you know. Like,
Exactly.
I remember when I was in Berlin, I could do a clown workshop, and then in the coming months, I also had access to just clown performances happening because there was just so much happening in a place.
Yes.
There would be a clown night somewhere, there would be a very clown inspired performance somewhere else. So I would I would be in conversation throughout.
Exactly. Exactly. So people are interested, and people read material. People also share. They do certain activities. So
Yeah.
one of the activities is do something, matlab, wear something weird
Hmm.
and go into public. This activity I learned with Barnaby, by the way.
Oh,
Yes, yes, yes. Uh, yes, absolutely. I have learned theory part with Barnaby and also with John Davison.
right.
So this activity I did with Barnaby.
Yeah.
We were wearing something odd, weird, and doing activities. Another day he asked us just wear some one thing weird
Hmm.
and go to public.
Hmm.
Don't act. Be yourself and
Hmm.
see how people respond to that.
Hmm.
Don't engage unnecessary. You're not performing. You're just being.
Yeah.
And but be. Don't get scared. If
Yeah.
anybody interacts with you, interact. And I
Hmm.
have done that.
Yeah.
I have done that. I have done that. I was wearing a big, weird wig and
Yeah.
roaming around in this area, even in Bandra.
And this is such a sharp contrast to what you said like almost an hour ago now, which was um you came to Mumbai and you felt your need to be sophisticated.
Absolutely,
What a
absolutely,
full circle.
absolutely. That freedom, I mean, clowning gave me that freedom to be me,
Hmm.
to be me, absolutely be me.
Yeah.
Another observation. Okay, I'll just finish this topic and then I'll talk about another observation. And this I use in my workshop.
Hmm.
So I also online. Uh, I I told people that this is the activity. Just try.
Yeah.
Several people in Bangalore did that. They wrote their feedback. Somebody was wearing glasses with one black glass, and one is not there, absent. So how people responded, people wanted to laugh, but they could not laugh because this person is so weird. So how it changes you. Uh, so yeah, a lot of mentors have influence. Definitely,
Yeah.
everyone. But still, I don't follow one person.
Yeah.
I use
I
my
think that
practice.
one person would also be following one person.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And I tell my participants, don't follow me.
Yeah.
Explore work with other facilitators and figure out what works best for you.
Yeah.
So, but saying that, with one person I have trained for 3 4 years. This has been my practice.
Yeah.
With Philip Zirilli, 2 3 years I have worked. With
Mm.
Avner, 2 3 years I worked. I still follow Avner's work.
Mm. Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, the other side, I was talking. You mentioned about that, the sophistication part.
Mm.
When I started clowning, what I noticed, people just want to be on this side, which is always wearing loose clothes, even when they are not performing.
Mm.
Always, um, uh, I would not use the word ugly, but trying to be simple, and maybe sometimes commenting on people who are wearing, uh, who are being themselves or wearing nice clothes. And I was actually on this side. When
Mm.
I'm clowning, I can do anything. When I'm not, I like to dress up.
Yeah.
And then they would comment on me, my dressing style. You're always like neat and uh, dressed up and glammed up. And I would feel bad about it.
Mm.
Sometimes I would hear that from other people, like actors. Like, like, why don't you dress up?
Yeah.
You dress up. Why are you saying that I'm always like this?
What is the
And
point though? Are clowns not supposed to, in their opinion?
I don't know what is this understanding, but my way of exploring it, I'm not going to get stuck in being ugly. I'm not going to get stuck by just being beautiful.
Yeah.
If needed, I can be the ugliest person in the room.
Mm.
If needed, I can be the sexiest or glamorous person.
Yeah.
And I encourage more women or even men
Yeah.
to think about this.
Yeah.
Be ugly. Ugliest. What what is that thing that you can't be?
Yeah.
You cannot get stuck at one point. I'm just exploring beauty, beauty, beauty. I'm just being beautiful. The social concept of beauty,
Yeah.
basically. And I cannot just be a simple person and never want to try
Mm.
other things. And I'm also stuck at something.
Mm.
So I open these options. You choose, but don't get stuck.
Yeah.
In my teaching also, be the sensuous person, sensuous clown, be the ugliest clown.
Mhm.
Or we have a spectrum. Explore that spectrum.
Yeah.
And that gave me so much freedom.
Yeah.
I can be myself. Clowning gave me so much freedom.
Yeah.
So I own it. I empower people now.
So I think this thing that you're talking about, empowering other people, because um you being sophisticated, s- in inverted commas, um by your own will in Mumbai, is a very different thing than you feeling like you have to be sophisticated in Mumbai.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and that's the empowerment that that you say clown gives you. And I think, and I see that. I think the reason I'm also uh, asking so much about this is because I feel like clown is so essential in India.
Mm.
This way of empowering and teaching that you're talking of, I I think we don't get that. We don't get taught like that on a very, like, we 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 would be lucky to have teachers like this if we've had teachers like this, but very often our schooling systems are done in a way of like, this is how you do it. Don't try to create your own thing.
Yeah.
So I was teaching in Bhopal, uh, a couple of weeks ago, as a short module, a clown module, and the students just felt so refreshed, because 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 they didn't have someone who was like, because they've really had teachers in the past who've come there and told them that don't find your own process. I'm telling
Mm.
you this.
Mm.
And with this clown work, the way you're talking, I was just like, I'm offering this to you. You can create your own thing out of this, and take it,
Yes.
and find your own things out of it. um I think we need it more than anyone in the world right now. I think, like, if there are other clowns, listening to this, I was like, please come to India and like share the work with us.
Yeah.
I think, um, like, what motivates me, also is that I know this work originates somewhere else, not in India, but it's needed in India more than anywhere
Yeah. Yeah.
this time. We also live a very clown life, so why don't we like recognize it and like play with it, because we do live a very absurd life,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Mumbai especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 4 years of my teaching, Manish, I have taught in universities, I have taught open workshops.
Yeah.
I have always found women participants saying, lot of, not all, my sense of humor is not good. My sense of humor is not good. There is some shyness, there is some inhibition. Of course, it's a cultural, social, I understand that. But when I started to think about this question, why women say these things,
Mm-hmm.
the particular this thing, my sense of humor is not good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, at the same time, when I was observing my male students, um, they have never said anything like that.
Right.
They would crack haltu, stupidest joke,
Yeah.
and they won't care
Yeah.
that somebody's laughing or not, or they don't care. So it's a conditioning.
Yeah.
It's a conditioning. Now my work is going towards that direction. It's a conditioning that women are uh, taught to be nice, presentable, and please.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, men have no such obligation.
Yeah.
And if I crack a bad joke,
Yeah.
will they love me?
Yeah.
They will hate me, or something like that. How I'll be in this world. And I'm
Yeah.
like, crack a bad joke.
Yeah.
Crack a bad joke. I tell you, what will happen?
Yeah.
What will happen? So doing clowning is like tapping that stupidest part of you,
Mm.
needs huge security as a person. The person is very secure that that person is not scared to do silly things
Mm,
or say silly things or stupid things.
mm,
There is no judgment about that person.
yeah.
And unless and until you don't reach there, it's difficult. It's also taking off layers, layer by social layer, social conditioning, cultural conditioning,
Yeah.
and then gender bias. So many things.
Yeah.
So I remember a book, uh, Louis Peacock, Serious Play. In that book, she or he, I still haven't figured out who this person is, but I refer to this book a lot. And women are scared to look ugly.
Mm,
Actresses make themselves look ugly to do a character. But when you're doing clowning, you're being vulnerable, revealing that part of yourself.
yeah.
Of course, that's scary,
Yeah.
but to be there, the person has to be secure.
Yeah.
If something doesn't work,
Mm,
you cannot say that audience was bad.
yeah.
You accept it
Yeah.
like a gift. How we were talking about that stand-up comedian you were giving the example.
Yeah. Yeah.
He couldn't accept that his jokes were not working.
Yeah.
Some of my students, they do clown shows, clown performances, and they get sad because audience is not responding according to what they planned.
Yeah.
Like, you're forgetting clowning.
Yeah.
You're forgetting clowning. Stay in that moment.
Yeah.
So the person has to be very sick in the very secured space. It's very spiritual, but I like to demystify it though.
Mm.
I often feel let's demystify these processes, but it's a paradox. I also understand it's a
Sometimes,
paradox.
sometimes it's also more poetic when it's mysterious, no?
Yeah, yeah,
I understand that that's also a question I hold though, like just the line of like when to demystify it and um
yeah.
because it's a lot because I used to be someone who who I guess just did not care about spirituality and any of those things. And I think my first sort of, and I was quite an atheist as well. So, but my first sort of spiritual experience was with clown,
Mm,
and I was like, there's something strange, like and that opened a floodgate of like just accepting all things that are mysterious, and then I was yeah, that was the sort of poetic opening it played.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. But I'm very careful about using these terms when I'm teaching
Mm,
because some of them have heard about clowning for the first time.
right.
Some of them maybe have done one or two workshops.
Yeah.
And on that basis, I cannot just talk about spirituality. I cannot just talk about um, even even I mentioned that it is therapeutic. I
Mm,
agree,
yeah,
but it is not a therapy.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't confuse it.
Yeah.
Don't confuse it. Don't come to the workshop thinking that. And people have asked me, "Hey, I'm going through breakup, and seriously, yeah, I'm going on Instagram. I'm going through breakup, and I think clowning would help me." I'm like, huh? No, I teach how to create performances. How what is clowning? What clowning is about.
But it's
This
not
is
wrong that it will help them. I think it
yes,
will help.
yes,
I
yes,
also
but
say this as because I'm guilty of sending a friend of mine 6 months ago to a clowning workshop because he was going through a breakup.
damn. No, but you know what? Uh, Me being a trained dance movement therapist,
Mm,
I know how it works.
yeah.
You will feel nice
Mm,
for the period you are there,
yeah.
but you maybe it's a good break
Yeah.
to break your cycle
Yeah.
of thoughts, but you have to sit with your pain.
Right. Yeah.
You have to.
Mm,
There's only one way to go out, go through it, go through it. And that's spirituality.
mm,
That's also psychology.
yeah.
So, hence, whenever people say that clown can cure depression, I'm like, mm, it's a topic, it's an arguable thing to say. And I don't deny the therapeutic
Yeah.
capacity. It has a huge, but also how you're applying it. So
Yeah.
right now I'm also working with a couple of psychologists who are my friends,
Mm,
and how we can use humor or clowning for
mm,
well-being.
mm,
See, it's not possible. Healing is not possible just by doing some clowning activities.
yeah.
There has to be some integration of psychology, counseling,
Mm, yeah.
because if we are dealing subjects like depression, trauma,
Mm,
for small anxieties and all, I can say yes, that's manageable.
yeah.
Still, psychology needs to be considered,
Yeah, for sure.
and a lot of people don't consider it. And I feel no, you're dealing with someone's trauma. You
Mm,
need to have some information about trauma
mm,
and how you can handle that, you can close it.
yeah.
You just cannot open the wound and leave it there,
Yeah.
because at times, even in clowning, some people cry.
Yeah.
So my journey has been like preparing myself to this moment.
Mm,
So in 2021, because before that, I was organizing workshop for other people,
mm,
like for John, Clown Without Borders, for other my through my company. And while organizing these workshops, I would often meet people, or participants would often be in a state where they have got freedom, so
mm,
much freedom to do anything, but they don't know what to do with that freedom.
yeah.
And sometimes these are all physical theater residencies or programs.
Mm,
um, they would slap sometimes. I'm improvising.
mm,
No, this is not acceptable.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hitting,
Yeah.
abusing. And I would often look at the facilitator and like, hey, what's
Yeah.
going on? You should intervene,
Yeah.
right? The entire room is tensed. You should intervene at this moment. And that was the reason I trained myself as a dance movement therapist.
Mm,
But I need to know, because people are going to, we all of us have some baggages,
yeah.
and it's going to come up if you open the space.
Yeah.
So how to hold the space, and that was the reason. So I did that in 2021, and then started teaching in 2022.
Mm.
So
I think it's also just very important to remember that even though we're talking about your clown or we're talking about your vulnerabilities, it's still not you, it's a mask. And
yes,
and that's even if it's the smallest mask, it is a mask.
yes,
Which means like while you're in it and you're especially if you're improvising with people, you you cannot just become that character in a way that you forget that you are also the artist, the performer, or like the human
yeah,
behind the mask.
yeah, yeah,
I I also learned it in a slightly hard way, I think. There was this one improvisation we were once doing, and we were all in play in our sort of in that particular character, and Mine was some kind of a detective kind of character, if I remember correctly, and basically it turned into some kind of a fight, um, like while we were improvising, and I took while I didn't hurt him physically, a friend of mine, I didn't hurt him physically. I didn't even touch him, but the the action that I did was basically like taking a knife and stabbing him in the eye.
Okay.
And so I literally just my hand went like a couple of inches away from his eye, but there was an action towards his eye of
Right.
and the next day he expressed that it was a very difficult thing for him to have felt,
Yeah.
and I felt really guilty about doing that. Um, so yeah, I think the sort of awareness becomes extremely important the further we go into these.
Exactly. At the same time, Manish, I feel these words or these terms are also overused.
Mm,
For small things, people would say trauma.
yeah, yeah.
So we also need to build emotional resilience.
Mm,
And clowning is the best tool, I feel.
mm,
Audience said no.
mm,
That's not a rejection to yourself,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Mm.
So emotional building, emotional resilience, or exactly. So
Clowning is at
balance.
the middle ground, I think.
Exactly,
Because
exactly.
yeah, like it helps someone who finds themselves constantly breaking with emotions, someone who feels very fragile. It also helps someone who finds themselves completely blocked off their emotions to
Yeah.
sort of there are people who just like cannot understand what they're feeling ever, and for
Mm.
them to open up to their emotions, um, there's something in clowning for that.
Yeah, 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 absolutely.
Before we go towards wrapping up, there's this one thing that had come up during last month when I was in your clown conspiracy workshop. Um, you spoke of the hero and the fool thing, and how we in India or maybe in South Asia um, want to be the hero,
Yeah,
not the fool.
not the fool.
And maybe maybe that's the trap. It's maybe wiser to be the fool.
Yeah.
Um, maybe is there something you can can you speak to that, because there's something very beautiful there that I think speaks to the times that we live in today.
Hmm. Uh, before even started, before I started exploring clowning, mm, I have a company
Mm.
called Madman and Me. Madman and Me.
Yeah.
And this title is from Salvador Dali's quote.
Hmm.
While doing masters, our teachers, one of our teachers, he taught us isms.
Hmm.
What are the isms? How they came in paintings first? What was the socio-political, economical situation? And then from painting to theater.
Hmm.
And I'm a huge fan of Salvador Dali and his paintings.
Hmm.
And I understand. I dream a lot.
Hmm.
And I have crazy dreams.
Yeah.
I did a show on dreams. I started my company in 2014,
Mm.
and the title was Madman and Me. And the quote is, there is a difference between Madman and me.
Mm.
He thinks he's sane, and I know I'm mad. So I think way before I understood this concept of wise fool,
Mm.
I knew that internally somewhere. I don't understand the smartness, or I don't understand being sane.
Mm.
There's some raw. Also, because I lived in a village, I grew up in a village. 22 years I spent in a village.
Mm.
I shared this with Barnaby also when I came to Mumbai first, how I was.
Mm.
And I was literally that folly and fool both,
Yeah.
countryside fool both. So it's already there in me.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to um, find that fool. That fool is already like, I was that person.
Yeah.
I did not know how to be in cities, metro cities.
Mm.
So, and I also believe in the wisdom that comes from staying in village, living in village, connected to the earth. I'm also a farmer's daughter.
Mm.
So, understanding of the nature, understanding of the cycle, it's
Yeah.
very intuitive.
Yeah.
You cannot say, how do you know?
Mm.
I also know that when my dogs communicate with the stray dog
Mm.
and what they are going to do in the next moment.
Yeah.
I have never learned animal communication is a course. I
Yeah.
have never learned that.
Yeah.
But you're more and more connected to that weird, absurd, abstract, inexplicable part of you.
Mm.
And that is mad. How can you explain that how you understand this?
Yeah.
That is sheer madness. But that madness has some kind of wiseness,
Yeah.
wisdom. And I trust that. Hence, I believe. I know I'm mad. My Instagram handle was earlier Mad Amruta.
Why do you think that?
I changed it to Queen of Hathkhamba,
Ah, okay.
and then it became Clowning Wali Bai.
Okay.
So madness is something I don't have answer, but maybe I know that. It's like knowing. You have the knowing.
Yeah. There's
So
somewhere I heard this. I think it was on this podcast called the Emerald. Um, but which he said something along these lines of like knowledge is not like in an ancient way of understanding knowledge. It's not something that you have in your head. It's not like this information, piles of information that you have in your head. That's not knowledge. Knowledge is something that you know deep within you.
yeah,
It's it's that. And I think it comes a lot more from experiences than from just very cerebral understanding of things.
yeah, yeah.
To experience, I don't know if someone who's like done a course on animal communication by maybe just reading books
Mm,
would be able to understand the way two dogs interact with each other
yeah.
better than you who's maybe spent her entire life around dogs. And
Dogs and animals, like we had buffalo,
yeah,
cows, and other animals because we had a farm.
yeah.
So I grew up with nature, surrounded by nature, connected to the nature. So yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's a beautiful note to end this on, I think.
Yes.
Lead people.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I think this was a wonderful interview.
Pleasure, pleasure.
I
It's
got
my
to
pleasure.
learn a lot
An
of.
honor also.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Where Are the Clowns is an audio interview series committed to bringing stories from clowns all over the world, thanks to the Clown Spirit Fellowship by Barnaby King and Dan Rudolph. The music for the series is created by Hanna Fleety O'Dolan, also known as Smashana, and I'm Manish. your host for the interview. See you in the next episode.